It keeps you. And what's the one thing your kids, when they, like when you were younger, I was younger, what's the one thing my parents would do to shut me up if I was crying in the grocery store? Like, okay, here, play with this can of food, or
do
here,
something.
have a cookie. They would open so they had to find a way to entertain you.
Yeah.
Now, hey, here's my phone. Watch this video.
Yeah.
Here's my phone. Watch this video. Here's a video in your car. Watch this video. Everything's about watching the video because,
right.
And what is your kid gonna do? And now, and so that's why you and your kid are sitting down watching the same shows, because your kid is so ingrained in that.
I would say I make a very conscious effort. Like, my kids have TV on at home a lot. Sure. We leave the house, there's nothing.
Yeah,
we left the house for a purpose.
I'm trying to think, like, if I'm just trying to step, because this is parent childhood stuff, but I don't know if everyone has the luxury of sort of being able to say or keep track of like all their kids and what they watch and their domain expertise. I would say that, I don't know. I really don't. Is it fair to say that, some people are just saying, okay, I want my kid to be entertained. I'm exhausted from my 12-hour shift of work, and I don't really care what they watch. I just want them to be entertained because it's something off my list.
Well, that's a very fair point. I think all of our parents probably did that to us. Here's a cartoon. Here's like you said, right?
You got young kids. What do you do, Casey? I mean, what is your process? And I'll say this: when I ask that question, I want to say for all those parents out there that really make the conscious effort not to have social media, like you don't have Instagram, you don't have Facebook, right? You make that conscious effort not to do that, and that's gonna probably help your kids a little bit. But at some point, they're going to see it from their friends or whatever.
Right.
But I guess, kudos to the parents that aren't showing their kids that or keeping that from their kids, right? But it's because they're probably not on it, right? They're not on it at all, and that's the way they can control it. If they were on it, if they were on their phones all the time, that's where you're going to teach your kids. So my question to you, Casey, is you got the youngest kids here, right? How do you, for lack of a better term, shut them up when you don't want them, making a lot of noise or complaining or whining?
Yeah, so if it is in the house, it's definitely TV, some show. I mean, yes, it's always educational or, not certain things, right? But yeah, it's TV, it's media. But if we're out of the house, it's nothing. It's here. We go stand outside and you can cry until you're done crying.
Do you think, let's say you do run the ability to say no phone until, let's say, 15, right?
Yeah.
Are they at a disadvantage?
They very well might be.
At that age?
Yeah.
Like, is that fair to them?
That's a huge concern of mine, is what's the right line to draw? And to bring it full circle, like you had mentioned, it's almost forced abdication by parents.
It's difficult, yeah.
Because this is the medium, right? This is the thing this generation is using to shut their kids up. Yeah. Here's your phone, here's your social media, here's your whatever.
Yep. Right.
My argument is, maybe not argument, my criticism, the way I look at it is, I think that's really bad because we don't control it. Like when you said the example of a TV show, I do it now. My parents did it to me. Here's whatever TV show I was watching at 5 or whatever. Yeah. They knew what the show was. Right. Yeah. I don't think that amount of knowledge exists with an ever-evolving algorithm that constantly feeds your kids whatever they happen to looked at for one more second. And I think that's a real danger. And that is killing the gap, because back to our original conversation, now we're all looking at the same things, and I don't have any control over how they're interpreting it.
I think, I don't know, in hindsight, like, I would say maybe the best solution is just to limit access, where they have access to this thing called the internet, right? But at a limited time interval. So
did you have limited access?
I don't think that would work. I think everybody wanted that, because I'm not saying don't limit it. Yes, I would love that. But okay, I'm going to go back to your 15. When is the right age to get your kid? Is 15? Is it 14 to get your kid an iPhone or iPad or whatever? Really, their friends are going to dictate that because
Yes.
you
You're
don't
right.
want your kid to be bullied.
Yep.
Right.
Hey,
You're right.
Hey,
Social
100%.
pressure. Yeah.
and then your kid comes to you every day crying. They get depressed. They get into a state where you're just like, oh my gosh.
You want to see them out of it.
You want to see them out of it. So
Right.
what do? You give in to that. I think that, again, it goes back to my point of the parent taking responsibility, sitting down and go, hey, how do you feel about that? This is my feelings about why I'm not giving this to you. Can you, and then, it's going to be a fight. It's not going to be fun with the teenagers.
Yeah.
That's what, to me, that's where
the topic, if I were to describe, hey, I'm limiting phone access because I want your mental development to be better, like that has zero weight on whether I want the phone or not.
No weight at all.
Give me the phone. I want to, send TikToks to my friend.
Right.
I don't care that this has a lasting output on my mental health. Everyone will have it, right? So, I can make that argument. But
that doesn't make it.
Keep going.
Yeah, go ahead.
So then your kid comes to you, and they say, "But Dad, I just want to be a kid.
Oof.
I just want to be like my friends."
And
then are you taking away them being
their childhood?
Right? You're taking away their childhood, and isn't that what we're talking about? Like it's
It's a catch-22. It's a chicken and an egg problem.
And it's the evolution, and I think it's never going to go away. It's the evolution of technology and what's come.